Good afternoon, all of you. So let's start our today's discussion. In yesterday's discussion, we have discussed which are the special purpose register, how they are connected via common bus, what is the functionality of individual register, as well as we have discussed direct and indirect addressing mode. Okay, and, then yesterday I told you that we will move forward with the instruction format. Okay, so today we will discuss what is the instruction format and which are the various types of instructions are there. So that we will discuss today. So let's start our today's discussion. So today we will discuss instruction format, and after discussing instruction format, we will discuss the control unit of basic computer. Okay, so let's start with that. Okay, let's start with the discussion. Instruction format. So we have discussed previously that instruction register size is 16-bit. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So in instruction, while we are discussing instruction format, I told you that instruction will be decoded with the help of instruction register. With the help of instruction register. So I told you that bit number. Okay, TD1 class. I think we have discussed this in lecture. These and design of control unit, right? We have also discussed the instruction cycle, that flow chart. Here it is. Yes. So this is up to this, I think we have discussed in last lecture. Timing and control unit and instruction cycle. Okay. So up to this we have discussed in this class. So let's move forward with the types of the instruction. So which are the register reference instruction, which are the memory reference instruction, and which are the input output instruction. Okay, if I'm not wrong, then we have discussed this in last lecture in our class. Tejas, Pratik, Deepak, Hardik. Okay, thank you, Ibrahim. Okay, so let's try to understand that what is the instruction cycle, when instruction will be fetched, when it will be decoded. Okay, so if you look at this timing signal, okay, so at timing signal T0, what will happen? a timing signal T0, content of PC will be transferred into address register. Okay, a timing signal T1, uh, M of AR means instruction will be fetched into IR. Okay, and program counter will be incremented by 1. A timing signal T2, instruction will be decoded. Okay, and in T3, here, in T3, so register reference and IO reference instruction will be executed. Now, how this data transfer will take place? Okay, so at T0, okay, a timing signal T0. Okay, first of all, how program execution will start? Program execution will start by setting the sequence counter to 0. By setting the sequence counter to 0. At T0, this content of program counter will be loaded into address register. Okay, so if you look at the common bus architecture, okay, it is in another file. Okay, let me put common bus architecture over here so you can have idea that how actually it is. Okay, let me paste it over here and let me zoom it. Okay, so at T0, content of PC will be transferred into AR. Okay, so AR will be selected. AR will be selected by setting the value of S2, S1, S0 to uh, 001. Okay, 001 means 1. 1 means AR. So AR will be selected and load input of PC will be enabled. Load input of PC will be enabled. So whatever content AR will place into common bus, it will be loaded into the program counter. Or what is the step? Sorry, step is PC to AR. It is not AR to PC, but PC to AR. So PC to AR. So AR will work as a source. So one, not this. Yes, PC. PC to AR. So PC is as a source. So for that, value of the selection input will be 010. 010 means 2. Okay, so when PC will be selected, that address will be placed into bus. 12-bit address will be placed into bus, and load input of AR will be enabled. Load input of AR will be enabled. So content of program counter, starting address of program will be loaded into the AR. Okay, then this will happen at T0. What will happen at T1? T1 IR is equals to M of AR, IR is equals to M of AR, and PC is equals to PC plus 1. So at T1, INR input of PC will be enabled. INR input of program counter will be enabled. Okay, so program counter value will be incremented by 1. And IR is equals to M of AR. So IR is equals to M of AR. So the selection input value will be set to 111. 111 means 7. So 7 means it will select the memory unit. 7 means it will select the memory unit. And we will enable the read input. We will enable the read input. So the content which we have loaded previously in this step T0 in AR, okay, using that address, content will be retrieved and it will be placed on the bus, and then it will be transferred into IR. Okay, so IR, load input of IR will be enabled. Okay, so similarly, after getting instruction into IR, okay, in next phase T2, in T2 phase, as you can see in this phase, it will be decoded. Okay, it will be decoded into control circuit. It will be decoded into control circuit. 0 to 11 will be given to control logic gate, and this 12, 13, 14 will be used to decode the you can say instruction, and bit number 15 will be used to set the indirect bit. And then here you can see in timing signal we have already reached from T0 to T2. So T3 onwards that instruction execution will take place. Okay. Now if we look at this flow chart, okay, if we look at this flow chart, then when we will have IO instruction, value of D7 is 1. Whenever value of D7 is 1, value of I is 1, okay, and timing signal T3. At that time, IO instruction will be executed. IO instruction will be executed. When register reference instruction will be executed. So D7 I dash, okay, why? Because value of I is 0. And T3, it will result into register reference instruction. Okay. When memory reference instruction will be executed. Okay, so memory reference will be executed in D7 dash, D7 dash. Okay, it can be I, okay, let's say I and T3. So if it is, then nothing will, yes, then indirect addressing mode. Okay, and if it is D7 dash I dash T3, means this part, D7 dash I dash T3, then direct addressing mode, and then D7 dash I or I dash means rather than this, what we can say from T4 onwards, memory reference instruction will be executed. Memory reference instruction will be executed. Okay, let's have a look at the register reference instruction. Let's have a look at the register reference instruction. Which are the various type of register reference instruction? Okay, for register reference instruction, D7 I dash T3. D7 I dash T3. Okay, so D7 I dash T3. D7 I dash T3. That we will denote using one symbol, like let's say R. That we will denote using symbol R. Now, if I draw the instruction register format, okay, so bit number 15, bit number 12, sorry, 14, 13, and 12. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bit number 0. So in case of memory reference instruction, okay, we forgot to add 11 over here. Okay, one more bit will be there. That will be 12 over here. So in case of register reference instruction, this bit number 0 to 11, bit number 0 to 11 will be used to specify the particular instruction. Okay, so let me write down those instruction. Okay, we will write in reverse order. So RB11. B11 means bit number 11. RB10. RB9. RB8. RB7. RB6. RB5. RB4. RB3. RB2. RB1. RB0. Okay, this instruction is CLA, clear accumulator. Okay, so all the bit of accumulator will be set to 0. Next is CLE, clear extended accumulator. Okay, so E will be set to 0. Next is complement accumulator, CMA. So accumulator will be complemented. Next is complement extended accumulator. So E will be complemented. Extended accumulator will be complemented. Next is CIR, circular shift right. Okay. So what will happen? Accumulator shift right in accumulator. Okay. Then accumulator, bit number 15 of accumulator will be assigned E, means extended accumulator will be assigned to bit number 15 of accumulator, and extended accumulator will be assigned with accumulator bit number 0 of accumulator. Similarly, RB6 is for CIL, circular shift left. Okay, so accumulator is equals to SHL AC, then accumulator of 0, bit 0 of accumulator will be assigned E, and E will be assigned to bit number 15 of accumulator. Bit number 15 of accumulator. So this is circular left, circular shift left. Okay, next RB5, that is INC. INC means increment. So accumulator will be incremented to 1, accumulator plus 1. Next is SPA. Skip next instruction if accumulator is positive. Skip next instruction if accumulator is positive. Okay, so how we will know? The last bit of accumulator will give us idea about it. Okay, so if accumulator of 15 equals to 0, means if it is positive, then how we can skip the next instruction? By incrementing the program counter. So PC is equals to PC plus 1. We will increment the program counter. Next instruction is SNA. Skip next instruction if accumulator is negative. So if SE of 15 means most significant bit or sign bit is 1, then PC is equals to PC plus 1. Next is SZA. Skip the next instruction if accumulator is 0. Okay, so if SE equals to 0, then PC is equals to PC plus 1. Then SZD. If extended accumulator equals to 0, means there is no carry, then PC is equals to PC plus 1. Okay, and last instruction is hold. Okay, so in that case, start stop flip flop. Okay, start stop flag will be set to 0. So hold will hold the instruction. In every assembly program, in each assembly program, last instruction will be halt. Okay, so halt will tell computer that now execution of the instruction is over. So we can stop. We can stop. Clear? All of you clear with this? Anybody saying any doubt? Okay, this B represent the beat number. This B represent the beat number. Okay, so beat number 11 is 1. In next case, if whenever RB11 will be there, then all the bit, rest of all the bit will be set to 0. Okay, in RB10, this will be 0 and this will be 1. Rest of all bit will be 0. In RB9, last two bit means bit number 10 and 11 will be 0. Bit number 9 will be 1. Likewise. Clear? All of you? Okay. So this was the uh, register reference instruction. This was the register reference instruction. Let's move forward with the memory reference instruction. Let's move forward with the memory reference instruction. So just a minute. Just wait for 2 minutes. I'm coming back. Okay, let's start with the memory reference instruction. So when we have discussed control unit, okay, when we have discussed control unit, at that time I told you that D0 to D6, D0 to D6 are for the memory reference instruction. Now, what do you mean by D0 to D6? D0 to D6 means output from this decoder. Okay, output from this decoder. So output from D0 to D6, D0 to D6 is reserved for memory reference instruction. So there are six memory reference instruction: and, add, load, store, branch unconditional, branch and save return address, and increment the next instruction if specific memory word is zero. Okay, so let's discuss which are those instruction. Okay, so first instruction is end. Now, you people know that memory reference instruction execution will start T4 onwards. Okay, it will start T4 onwards. Why? Because we are using one timing signal T3 to determine the effective address of operand. If it is indirect addressing mode, then we will transfer AR is equals to M of AR. And if it is direct addressing mode, then we will do nothing. So, execution of memory reference instruction will start from T4 onwards. Okay, so let's start. Okay, am I audible now? Am
Yes,
I
sir.
okay? Okay. So I think I was disconnected. Okay, so let me continue. So let me put, okay. So now we are only supposed to put label on each of these instructions. What we will do in add. Okay, so add is also a memory reference instruction. So we will retrieve operand from the memory. So dr is equals to m of ar. Okay, and then we will perform the addition of AC and dr. AC is equals to AC plus dr. Extended accumulator will be output carry or last carry, and then we will set sequence counter to 0. So next instruction execution will be started. Next instruction is LDA, load accumulator. Okay, so same as previous. dr is equals to m of ar. Okay, we forgot to put the title. Here there was D0, here there will be D1. D1 T4, D1 T5. Here we will use D2, D2 T4, D2 T5. Okay, in load accumulator, after loading operand into data register, it will be loaded into accumulator. And then sequence counter will be set to 0. Next instruction is sequence counter will be set to 0. Next instruction is store accumulator, STA. D3 T4. So this is a single cycle instruction. M of AR is equals to AC, and then sequence counter will be set to 0. Next instruction is branch unconditional. Directly jump to a specific location. Okay, so if you want to jump to a specific memory location, we will directly update the program counter. So this is equals to AR, and then we will set sequence counter to 0. Then we will set sequence counter to 0. So this is D4 T4. Next instruction is BSA, branch and save return address. Okay, so in that case, first, whenever we will execute this instruction, this is same as function call. So whenever we will call a function from one function, okay, from main, we will store the return address into the memory. Okay, so return address will be the value of program counter. M of AR equals to PC and AR is equals to AR plus 1. So from next memory location onwards, we will start execution. And this will be D5, T4. This will be D5, T5. In next clock cycle, in next timing signal, we will load the new value of AR into PC and then we will set sequence counter to 0. Okay, last one is IZ. Increment a memory word and if skip the next instruction if it is 0. Now this requires three timing signal D6, T4, D6, T5 and D6, T6, D6, T6. What we will do in first timing signal, we will retrieve the operand from the memory. So DR is equals to M of AR. In next clock cycle, we will increment that operand. DR is equals to DR plus 1. Then we will store this incremented value again into the memory. So M of AR is equals to DR. Okay, then here we will check. If DR equals to 0, then PC will be incremented. PC is equals to PC plus 1. And after that, we will set sequence counter to 0. We will set sequence counter to 0. So let's merge all this instruction. Okay, so if we can, if you want to put this graph, okay, then we can put this entire flow chart. Okay, we can put this entire flow chart over here. We can put that entire flow chart over here. That entire full flow chart over here. Clear, all of you? Okay, in exam, this question can be asked. Explain memory reference instruction. So you have to draw this diagram and then you have to explain the individual instruction. Or individual instruction can be asked in exam. Okay. Okay, wait for a minute. Yes. So this was the memory reference instruction, and in next lecture we will discuss that how this BS instruction works. Okay, I will give you a very clear and cut idea. Okay, and very quickly revise, I will tell you that how this ISZ and rest of the instruction works. Okay, so that is the important part. And in next lecture, we will be discussing input-output configuration. Okay, or how input-output instruction will be executed. What is the interrupt cycle? So that we will discuss in next lecture. So thank you for uh, that. In today's lecture, we have discussed what is the register reference instruction, what is memory reference instruction, uh, and the working of individual instruction. With this, let me conclude today's lecture, and more we will discuss in next lecture. Now,